And you know, you sort of heard that discussion on the desk about how it's maybe not the best for either team. Both are kind of angling towards maybe each other's weakness rather than one another's strengths. But yeah, I mean, looking at the international results in particular for me, a little bit concerned about maybe how Vertigo is going to go. They've only got one international win on this map. That was against NIP in Pro League 16-9. They lost it a couple of times overseas as well. So let's see how they can handle Complexity as we get into the pistol round. And Complexity will kick things off on the T side.
Oh, well, it sounds like the crowd's ready and Inz is ready as well. Pushing forward for that third kill. Holzer trying to make his way through mid, but he's got no hints to coming through, and it's all down to him. Wow. He's going to hit the ground. Team Ace almost. Decent work there from the B-Site members, and Grayhound extremely ready for the B-split.
Yeah, and that's a good way to get the crowd involved early.
Oh, I've got the shivers. Stop that. Stop that. Wait a couple of minutes, all right?
Yeah, you're going to get Mac too excited.
I'm too excited already. I've got my monster. You know,
he's buzzing.
Just let that buzz first before we buzz into the bloody game.
I'll tell you what, that's going to be getting under the skin maybe of Complexity a little bit as well. Grayhound will be hearing that too and starting to feel the vibe again.
Yeah.
It's always nice to get out of the gate strong, but of course, Mac, you have to make sure that you lock down the second round. Now, not much of an investment from Complexity. At the very least, should make this one an easy round for Grayhound. Vexite in the perfect spot to farm a bit of cash up as well, and commits to the fight with the MP9, now getting some assistance from his teammates. And this again will be another flawless round from Grayhound.
There you go, the old bait and switch. The difference this time, of course, on that pistol round, they didn't let that bomb go down, so there was no force buy coming through for Complexity. And Complexity pretty happy to just go into the third, get those guns, see what they can make happen. But that's a great start for the Hounds, great start for the Australians. Let's see what Complexity are going to be buying here. Oh, Krieg for Holzerk. All right, let's see what he does with it.
Full set of rifles for Complexity. No upgrades for Grayhound. Does mean that they have a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of the weaponry. Liazz is not able to hold on to stairs either, so he has to back up into the B bomb site. Already some map control lost for Grayhound.
Bang just boosted up, ready for a swing, but Grayhound playing real slow here. Just trying to feel out what Complexity are bringing into the third round. But they're going pretty slow as well. Ali, a little cheeky one way. Try to keep some eyes on the ramp there. Complexity already very thin in the utility department. 4 smokes though, so we might see a late round execute. They're just waiting to see if Grayhound go for something a bit ambitious. JT working the stairs.
Yeah, slow and steady, really, from Complexity, isn't it? They are starting to run down their util a little bit. They have a lot of smokes, but not too many flashes actually to get into these bomb sites with. So the smokes will have to be on point. And Grayhound still holding on to ramp control as well is giving them a lot of information. Look at that peek from Inz. Doesn't see anyone at the bottom of ramp. He's going to go looking for a little bit more.
Making a move. Fang seems ready, but it's all going to boil down to how long this smoke holds up. Liazz, though, in the meanwhile, deals with the B bust.
Okay.
Inz, how's he going to go? And has he heard that drop? Fang looks back, but the smoke fades in Inz's favor.
This could well be 3 rounds in a row where Grayhound does not lose a player. Inz is creeping forward into Grim's crosshair.
Ooh,
can't quite win the duel. Can't quite put the cherry on top and rub salt into the wound of Complexity. But at the end of the day, these have been 3 very dominant rounds from Grayhound. And it is going to leave Complexity reeling.
Grim, he's ready. He'll clear it. Ali just having a sniff of the smoke there. Definitely cost him. Oh, knife gets pulled out. And Sico able to find the final kill.
I think he's gone and tried to find Ali's gun as well there. So in the end, it would actually only be a couple of SMGs lost for Grayhound, which is not a massive deal after round 3.
They had their moment. Liazz had his moment.
He did indeed. Good that we get the replay of that one. Now you see the full investment from Grayhound. The upgrades across the board.
Yeah.
Complexity, of course, they don't have much to play with.
Decent mollies there, looking to slow down the push. No one over towards yellow just yet. Sico, that nade. Gonna go straight between the T's, but Ali might be able to find a little bit more. Inz over towards Sandbags, goes down with 1. But the numbers still favouring Grayhound for the moment. In the meanwhile, Holzerk picking up the AK. That could be dangerous.
Yeah, Alistar needs to be a little careful lest his head gets ripped off, but able to back his way up and restore a bit of semblance of normalcy to the round. Liazz has pushed and taken a lot of map control, so
yeah.
Complexity are really being strangled now. And it's kind of on to Fang to really open something up here. I don't think you're going to be seeing much of a push from Liazz. He's not really going to fall prey to Holzerk just watching the back. Maybe Fang with that Tech 9. If Alistair misses a shot, still got Vexite there, so it's tough to win it from here from Complexity, but I'm going to send Holzerk forward. Take the plant. Bit of a peek coming here from Alistair, but not going to fall prey to the push from Complexity just yet, and will allow that bomb plant to go down now. In that meanwhile, of course, Liazz is starting to work his way up the ramp, and so he is going to be that pincer strike that might be necessary. Holzerk somehow finds two, and Liazz has to get it done alone.
So slow creeping in on this flank now, but one bullet should find the first, and he's still untouched. Smoking a flash. Hit on the belt as well.
Got to move fast.
15 seconds remaining here. Needs to make his way forward. Holzerk with a big green. Slow peeking into the crosshair, and Jay takes it down. Liazz, a fourth, and a very clean start on the CT side here on Vertigo.
Yeah, 4-0. The start for Grayhound, I'll say that round at the very least maybe a bit shaky in the end, but they get it over the line, and it's got to be another little nail in the coffin for Complexity. It's kind of early to be saying that, though, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves just yet. I mean, 4-0, it's a great start. CT economy should still be pretty good, even though they lose a lot of guns in that round, but Complexity are starting to make inroads, whereas previous rounds they really weren't getting anything done. So they have started to get their way into this game, and now they've got an opening frag, so that will change the way this round plays out.
Yeah, B-Stairs is there. Liazz hits the ground. With the numbers disadvantage, we might see Grayhound try to get aggressive. You can see Ali having a cheeky peek, but Fang's in a really nice position to deal with this if he takes that one step further.
A little bit of a peek still from Alistair. He's really committed to this one, but he is the only defender right now on this side of the map. So if he goes down, Grayhound are really going to be in a bit of a problematic situation.
Oh, how's this timing? He's looking for something, but Grim with the grab walk managed to find his head. And that's going to be ramp control now, two-man disadvantage. Grayhound, they don't have a lot of money in the bank on a couple of the members, so they might think about saving if they can't get a pick as Complexity make their way forward.
Well, Ollie's going to go in from the CT side, but that's not really going to keep Complexity at bay. And I think at this point, Mac, you're right. This will end up being Sico to just try to keep the guns alive. And Inz is hanging around, but at the end of the day, Sico's already over to would be. So they're not going for this one, and that'll be the first round that Grayhound gives up. Money's still looking pretty good on that CT side, though, right? You've got Alistair and Liazz above 5K.
If they keep these two alive.
Well, I think they'd be okay. Doesn't really look like there's too much of a push coming through from Complexity to sort of try and chase those guns down. Just Floppy, but he's still quite far away from Grayhound and those two members saving, so Complexity will find their first. It has felt like it's been a long time coming, and you don't often sort of see such a dominant start.
And there it is, Complexity on the board. 5 alive economy going to boom a little bit. Let's see if they can find themselves a second here. We'll see what buy comes through from the Grayhound side. And here's that opening again. JT just beating the molly. Liazz not quite ready for that shift in pace. And both these teams really love slowing it down at the mid-round, right? Sometimes they'll look for an opening if they get a decent spawn, but it's just going to be a battle of patience. It's going to be a long best of one, unless Floppy keeps on hitting these.
Yeah, Grayhound are going to have to be pretty aware of this because Complexity, again, are going to go fast toward that B bomb site. This time they're actually committing to it as well, but they've got in front of that Molotov a couple of times. It's going to leave Vexite under a bit of pressure. He decides not to go through the smoke, but does end up finding that timing for the one. It's not really enough to keep Complexity at bay here, though.
That bomb's not down just yet. Fang looking to cut off the mid-rotations, and Grayhound are aware that he loves to lurk here. Slow creep and in strikes. He's looking good.
Well, that's pretty sharp from Inz, and that's given Grayhound a way back into this round.
A lot of control, no flank coming through. It's just the one approach. Over jump up, Sico falling, Molly over towards that back of Jen, and Holzerk decides to go aggressive, forward, on the line, and Inz is never expecting that one. 2 at the end, and a second on the board for the Americans.
Yeah, I mean, Grayhound starting to get dictated a little bit here by Complexity. I mean, that round, like you could see, Complexity were the ones, they were the driving force. They were really pushing that round along. And it just sort of felt like Grayhound, I mean, in this case, at least got caught for pace, but even on the retake, they kind of get caught for pace a little bit with also being able to push forward, catch a couple off. Sico and then ins. And sharp shots from Grim.
Yeah.
Put it to bed. So Grayhound back to square one here. We'll have to take a save.
Ramp controls here. Complexity slowly but surely going forward. In the meanwhile, Grayhound trying to make a move towards the B side of the map, and they'll find the stairs control, but nothing more. You can see Floppy waiting, lurking deep over towards Maze there.
I mean, Grayhound certainly had a bit of wind in their sails in those first 4 rounds, and even after Liazz grabbed that clutch. But you do get the sense that that wind is now starting to die down a little bit. Crowd's been silenced a little as well. So Complexity are definitely working their way back into this map. And they're doing it methodically as well, Mac, right? They're not rushing anywhere here on the anti-eco. Taking their time.
They're a damn structured team. And they're going to be picking up a couple of eco frags, I'd say.
Yeah.
JT found that one, and he wants more space as well. 2 men set up over towards Hell and Heaven there, so might be a world where we see one gun go across to the Hounds, but I feel like that might be the best case scenario.
Yeah, I mean, Inns and Liazz might be liable to do a little bit of damage here with the upgraded pistols, but you're not seeing any over-aggressions from Complexity. They're looking pretty disciplined so far. Another smoke in the face of Inns, so I mean, if you really thought something was going to happen here, it's unlikely at this point now. It'll have to be on the backs of Grayhound just doing something silly into the bomb site, charging their way through, catching Complexity off guard a little bit. But look, JT's got that one down on lock. Grim covering him off. Inns, unfortunately, might not quite get there, but JT does at least go down to the bomb. As far as Grayhound is concerned, not really a whole lot achieved in that round.
And another one for Complexity.
Yep.
I'm thinking back to the C9 with Sonic at the lead. A few of these members were there at that point. I'm pretty sure Fang, Floppy, and JT used to all play here, and they started creating that meta where you'd throw those smokes from bloody everywhere that land on sandbags. You'd control ramp for so long. They were innovators. That was probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. But they've played this map a whole lot since it's been out.
Yeah, indeed. And this time, instead of going fast towards B, they've gone fast towards ramp and started to try to take control there. Grayhound are fighting for it, at least in some cases. Inns is still hanging around. But JT very nearly catches him as he escapes back into the bomb site. Sico is still there, has been spotted out. Halzo backs away as well. So a whole lot of nothing, actually, at the end of that. There was like 2 dogs on either side of a fence barking at one another, but once the fence opened up, they all just ran away.
And, all right, you guys have that one. I'll join you later. That's all right.
Complexity going to work their way back in the direction of B. They've still got plenty of util to play with. And there's not really that much of a hold on B right now. Liazz is going to get there just in time to spot Floppy jumping up, but can't land the shots on the cross, and so he's going to have to play retake. Bit of spam through, won't connect. It's going to be a good old-fashioned 5-on-5 for Grayhound to get back into this bomb site.
Oh, and they've only got 1 flash and a smoke to do it. And Ali, he's looking to be the hero, create a whole bunch of space for the rest to try to mop up. But Halzerk, he's locking down the hatches right now.
Yeah, 3v4. Grayhound are going to have to seriously think about what they want to be doing in this round. Do we commit? Well, Liazz and Inns step up large. And it's just Grim now left alive. Plenty of time for Grayhound, but no HP for 2. Inns will grab it. Inns will save it. How many times have we seen a very near clutch in a 3-on-1 today? And how many times has it actually gone across as well?
Yeah.
That was too close for comfort.
Certainly was. And that's going to be a big hit to the economy. Grayhound only just starting to get those guns going again after working up a bit of a round loss.
I mean, that could have gone very wrong for Grayhound, right? Not only in the 3v1, but also when they were retaking the site, the player coming through jump up gets dealt with very cleanly, and that won't happen every day of the week. So that's a really clutch round from Grayhound. This time, again, Complexity are going to slow it down a little bit towards B. Sico's going on an adventure with the MP9.
And that's dangerous as well, because we've got a 3-man stack from Grayhound over towards stairs. That's a pretty long rotation if Complexity went faster, but now it's going to boil down to the timing again. He's just hitting the smoke and waiting for the push through. Gets at least one and the second. That's the bomb. It runs out of the magazine and third with the USP.
You're kidding me.
No.
How does he get away with that? Well, Grim's into the bomb side as well. Let's not get too excited, ladies and gents. Sico might have to win this round for Grayhound. He's got an AWP in hand. Ooh, the shockwave won't quite go through. The flash is in there. And this still ends up being a little bit awkward for Grayhound. They've lost full control of A, so even despite Sico's heroics, Grayhound have to work hard to win this round and could well lose it.
This is looking like, I think it's a 2v5 if they manage to pull this one off. Still 3 more to get past, and Grayhound, they've got some util to get back on in the side, but they've got one less man now. Vexite going forward. The trade's not favouring the Hounds at all, and Floppy, he'll just stand there and knock at their door saying no.
Yep, massive round from Sico, but an even bigger one from Floppy. Sico gets 3. Floppy says, well, hold my beer, I'll get 4. And instantly, a timeout comes through from Grayhound. That's got to be a tilter of a round. I mean, Sico, I don't know how he gets away with this. Bang's going to, not enjoy looking back at that one, but end of the day, Floppy saves the day. That is really the half resting in the balance, though, for Grayhound. If they win that round versus if they lose that round, this is a very different half. And, well, now they've got to deal with the repercussions of that.
Great time to take this tactical, though. Make sure that the heads are level. Decide what they want to do with this economy. A little shaky. Sico could drop a couple of pistols, maybe save for the AWP. We are going to see Ali pick this smoke up, so maybe a gamble of sorts.
Yeah, 5-man stack somewhere.
JT as well knows exactly what's coming from Grayhound this round. He's gone for the Mac 10, looking to be the money man. Let's see where he looks for this info. Looks like it's going to be over towards ramp.
You have the stack on that side of the map from Grayhound. Alistair going to be playing in sandbags. That's why he's opted to go for the smoke. Boost here from Sico, P250 in hand. Little bit of presence over toward B and mid from the CT side, but nothing really to write home about.
Mid pressure. Looking like that's just around the corner, but so is Vexite. Up on a sneaky offline. JT, the perfect man to be going in first in a situation like this. Cops the bink, but it's not enough there. JT living and just finding the rest of these little pistols. Liazz is going to be able to clean up just one, and maybe Grayhound can find some more damage, but Complexity, you can see that they're fully clearing the site, waiting for the Hounds to reveal their hand, and they found it.
Yeah, a couple of confidence-building frags there as well for Fang. So it should be a freebie for Alistair. There you go. And he's got an AWP now in hand, so let's see what kind of magic he can pull off. Has been good so far at this event. That's a nice shot.
Hello.
And it's a 1v2. I mean, look, he's got time, but he doesn't have a defuse kit. So, Mac, this would have to be something miraculous for him to pull it off. And he opts for the percentage play, which is going to be to save the AWP. Still, you get a little bit of a sense of that pizzazz that Alistair does possess.
In the meanwhile, though, Complexity have done wonders with the economy. Oh, Ali. Getting out of there is not going to work. Grim, too quick on his feet. And we're all tied up with 5 apiece.
Really nice chase. Really nice chase. Denies the save door. Obviously, that's going to cost Grayhound a little bit extra cash in this round. And so Complexity rolling pretty nicely through this half so far. We've gotten to the point in the half as well where the CT economy is obviously quite precarious.
Nasty.
Yeah, and he goes for more as well, doesn't he? That's Alistair in a nutshell. He's going to hit that shot, and he's going to look for another frag. And this time, he's going to take a look down the ramp. Hasn't seen too much. Again, Grayhound are going to try to get aggressive on ramp, and Fang has a hole in the smoke. This is danger for In.
Well, he hasn't seen him.
I don't think he spotted him, but he's gone past them. They've gone past him.
It's all going to go down to the fade now. Holzerk ready and Complexity out on top. Neither of the Hounds could trade there. They weren't given an option.
They're going B, though. And Vexite's right here. Again, a bit of an awkward timing for Grayhound. This round, really unfortunate for them. Liazz is trying to hold on to B. And he's done a good job of that, but he's died to the molly. And Alistair's left alone on A. End of the day, the bomb's going B. They know they've cleared that side out. Alistair probably just has to save this AWP again.
He's got to find a safe haven, though. Complexity have been pretty good on the hunt. And they've got a lot of space as well. Floppy or Liazz on flank. Fang clearing out CT. And expecting Ali to maybe be lurking underneath the window at mid again. But that time's just ticking. And now this is where Complexity finally in the lead. 6-5 after this round. And Floppy's going to have 5 figures in the bank. Man's balling. So's Grim. And the rest of the half is going to be extremely hard for Grayhound to try to salvage too much here. I'm getting a little bit worried for him at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. Both teams tend to favor the CT side as well on this map. So, I mean, that's great news for Complexity, who are getting the job done on T and moving to their favorable side, whereas Grayhound moving over to T may be a little bit more of a difficult task for them in the second half.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they go for. Serious faces on Greyhounds there in the player camps. And they've just gone for the half buy around the AWP in the hands of Ali, looking to keep that money cranking. And it's a faster pace through mid this time. Complexity looking for the opening. Ali in the meanwhile finds another.
Yeah, it's good from Alistair. Needs to find a way to get involved, but Liazz, he's gone one better. Looks to finish it off himself. It'll end up being Sico, but that is clean. Man, I was just getting ready to ramp up there and say, yeah, you know, the AWP, you want to get that involved early, pistols, blah, blah, blah. Liazz just says, no worries. I've got an AWP in my pistol.
Yeah.
It's called a deagle.
Liazz selling tickets to the pain train. And there's that opening that we missed, but
that's crazy.
Let's watch this again. Oh, 3 bullets, 3 little flicks. Oh, he's gone for the 2 taps.
He's gone for the 2 taps on the second and third player. So it ends up being 5 bullets. But hey, 3 kills in 5 bullets, you'll take it every day of the week with a deagle.
100%.
Yes, Grayhound right back into the swing of things, but very fast up the ramp here. Complexity, and Alistair knows he's in trouble. Has to back off. Extra presence toward the B site. Grayhound starting to shift their troops.
Looking like we're going to see a real early round execute coming through here. Grayhound, we've got decent utility, but someone's going to have to help out Ali. Man's on an island. He's going to be helping himself here. Fang able to trade, and that's going to be site control for the moment, but the numbers still strong for the Hounds.
Yeah, Grayhound have been a little bit susceptible to the faster plays so far on this map, and Complexity trying to read into that. Hasn't necessarily worked out this time around. Good shot in there, though, from Hallzerk. Sico will get banged out of the round. But even still, Complexity haven't quite found their way onto the bomb site just yet.
That pick shifting the momentum of the round, and Grayhound respecting everything that Complexity is doing.
That's a big nade onto Floppy. 50 HP for him. Hallzerk, 18. But Grayhound are all filtering through from the same angle, and we saw how that went the last time they had to retake A. Didn't go fantastically for them. This time, at least, they've got a little bit more util to play with. Smoke's going to go onto the bomb. Here comes the swing. Flash wasn't good, but Vexite was. And Hallzerk misses the shot. The 3-peat from Vexite gives Grayhound the lead again.
Just sending it right on back. The crowd excited. And the Hounds go back into the lead now. So we thought the half might have been a little bit shaky for them, but
pretty awkward.
That round with the pistols, with those shots from Liazz, that might have just re-sparked the fire.
Good spray control in the end there from Vexite on the third player. Again, fast from Floppy. He loves this play, but Liazz has learned. The nade's going to follow through as well and give JT a bit of a tickle on the way out.
Grayhound ready for it. Fang, is he ready for the aggression? That molly, it's burning. Ali, he's just trying to stay alive here. Can't hit the shot he needs to, but he will survive.
Hot-footed, that's for sure. But, I mean, look at the damage they've done, right? Fang down on 12 HP. JT's on 50. Already a member advantage for Grayhound as well. They are looking good to put this half toward a 9-6 scoreline. But with that said, Complexity have also been pretty clutch. And Grim has kind of been the standout. Floppy's been good in those clutch scenarios. He's out of the picture for now.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like to me Grim and Hallsoak maybe are the danger in this round for Grayhound. Vexite on a bit of an off angle there, going to be helped out by Inns.
Oh, falls off it. Maybe the worst possible moment as well, but we do see a flash coming. Vexite, oh, we'll get team flash. So has to slow down, drops the nade instead.
I mean, they're still doing a really good job of harassing Complexity on their way in. Trade from Vexite, can't get more, but Sico is also there. Massive numbers in mid from Grayhound, and Complexity just can't get past that.
Good flood coming through, great coordination, and the Hounds in a 1v3 able to close it out.
Well, one more round in the half.
Look at them all. They're so handsome. You all put your best shirts on today, didn't you?
What's the scoreline going to be at the end of the half, though, Mac?
Good question.
Tech9 comes out for Floppy. Little bit of a substandard buy for Complexity, but still enough to work with, that's for sure. Doing a good job of taking a bit of early map control as well. They've kind of forced those players back into their bomb site, the exception being over toward B here. Nice little hole in that smoke for Inns. Alistair is still at sandbags, but they've lost control of bottom ramp here, Grayhound. So it's pretty important, actually, that Inns is getting a bit of work done over here.
There's a lot of space, a lot of info. Vexite ready for the swing, but not the second. But Sico's right next to him, and the fight is won by the Hounds again. A 4v2 now. Looking to find 9 at the end of the half hit.
Yeah, Floppy, Fang have to try to get it done. Again, though, we have seen results in similar circumstances, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves just yet. Alistair, he wants to put those rumors to bed as quickly as possible, goes for the refeak as well. And Floppy can't get it done this time. 9-6 the scoreline at the end of the half. Grayhound leading on Vertigo. Welcome back to Margaret Court Arena. We're here at DreamHack Melbourne for ESL Challenger. Of course, the best stage in the house. We've got Counter-Strike, we've got Grayhound, we've got Complexity, and right now, Grayhound, the hometown heroes, up 9-6, Mac. Looking pretty good here on Vertigo.
Yeah, a pretty solid scoreline coming from that CT side. Of course, Complexity. Let's see what they can do on the defense now. Grayhound, a very strong pistol to kick off the series, but what can they do on the T side? Looks like they might find the A site for free.
Yeah, they got something up their sleeve, don't they? Alistair with a Molotov in tow. Inns has a flash as well. So they've got something in mind, but they've ended up going a little slower than anticipated.
Just taking that space, cutting sound, scene. If Complexity go a little too far forward, but in comes the XC. Nice Molotov to force JT back, and he's the only man here, so Grayhound, bit of research into this round.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if that's a bit of a read from Grayhound. They seem to know exactly where Complexity's going to be and when they're going to be as well. Nades do come through, but not enough to deny the bomb plant. And Liazz will still survive, but he's getting pressured a bit now. If he even gets one, he'll be lucky. Starting to see some heads popped off, though, and Vexite, he's been given room to breathe, and breathe he does. Sloppy, deleted, and Grayhound take both pistols.
How's he allowed to do that, the young man?
Stand and deliver. He's a turret. He's literally just standing there shooting heads and no one's doing anything about it.
No one's shooting back.
That is not the kind of player that you can let do that. That's literally Vexite's role in this team, is to shoot heads.
Just happened. 20 bullets in the clip, uses pretty much all of them there.
And
it was enough. Double digits in the bag of the Hounds, and it looks like we're going to see them maybe slow it down, split up a little bit.
Force buy through from Complexity, so they have something to say in this round.
Mid pressure coming through, Complexity, 2 men set up, maybe expecting a late mid-round push. And that's exactly what we're seeing.
A bit of presence being shown. Sico, Mac 10, Grim, head ripped off. Did a good amount of damage, though, onto Sico, who's down to 6 HP, but you're going to get that re-aggression from JT, very nearly punished by Inns. Again, Grayhound reading the play quite nicely on this T side so far.
Polzerk. Let's see what he's got for us with the scout here. Just waiting for the swing. Looks like there's a decent amount of util, though, and Grayhound, they go dry, and that one could cost him. Polzerk looking for a little bit more, shifts around. And gets the body shot, but it's not enough.
He's got a lot of damage done there, though, and that actually put this into a winnable position for Complexity.
29 points of health, 28 points of health. Yeah. One deagle bullet. These boys are dunsies.
You'd really want to be seeing Alistair get an opener here as Grayhound hit the A-bomb site. Because if not, that's going to mean it's down to Sico and Liazz, and between themselves, they've barely got above 50 HP. So, good Molotov again here from Grayhound. And lots of util getting tossed in. Should allow them into this bomb site safely, but it's once they get there that the problems might arise. Liazz needs to try to get the plant. There's no util to cancel that out, so Inns, big job to do here. Does it well. JT will chime back in with one, but jumps up into the crossfire, and he's done. So Grayhound uphold their end of the bargain, grab the second round of the half.
A little bit scary for all the low health individuals. But it is going to be another round strung together, and now they know that Complexity went for the force buy. So this third round of the half should be a walk in the park on paper, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. That said, what I will say is I think Grayhound have been a lot better about that than most Australian teams.
Yeah.
And forgive me if I've just cast a cursed it.
Well, we'll see. Inns, he's got a Mac 10, he's hungry. And Sico not too far behind, but it is going to be young Vexite doing the cleanup.
Yeah, they've done really well there. They chose the correct bomb site to go to. They mollied off the rotation from Complexity, so really not a whole lot in that one for Complexity. They basically didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you need to be achieving on an anti-eco. But this is the real test now for Grayhound, right? They've got the lead. They're up 12-6. It's their map on paper now. But we have yet to see what Complexity can show us with the gun rounds on the CT side.
Yeah.
If they start to get a bit of the ball rolling, I mean, we've seen a lot of close maps today. We've also seen a lot of comebacks today. So, jury's out as to whether this is going to go to Grayhound still.
Who knows, man? Who knows? This round, Definitely going to test them. They've gone for the bonus round. Couple of Mach 10s up against the M4s now. And Holzerk getting that AWP in play. So this is where the danger begins. But 6 rounds, the gap. Oh, that's a pretty large one to close already.
It is.
Flash in. Grimithy. Can see that money bag round the corner.
Yeah. Is Liazz aware enough to expect the swing? Does have the assistance of Vexite. Nothing yet coming through from the CT side, but as you say, I think they're well aware. And Floppy's got another smoke here to play with as well. So when the explode does come from Grayhound, if Grim even gets one, then it's bad news for Grayhound, but he doesn't. And that's going to pick the pace up for the T side. Liazz straight into that bomb site. Fearless. Khalil in hand, looking for Floppy. Can't see him over the flames. Eventually does. But the shots come back, and now Vexite deleted as well. Floppy has been the arch nemesis of Grayhound in this map so far.
JT ready for this flank now. Sico, a little bit more damage, but it's down to Fang to close the
They don't know where he is.
He's coming in and, going to be able to find that first, but Inns gets off the plan. Easy trades coming through.
Alistair hyping up now as well. And that is when Grayhound are at their best.
13-6.
Expectations are high for Grayhound right now.
Yeah.
We've spoken about it. When they went to Pro League, they played really well there. Got a couple of international scalps. They went to the Asia Minor. They took first seed for the first time in 4 years. So they're at their best. This is the best Grayhound we've seen in a long time. And they're showing it on home soil. Bang goes one better with that 5-7 and maybe starts to alter the storyline a little. This would not be the round to lose.
This would certainly not be the round to lose. There is money in the bank if we're thinking that far ahead, but we'll see what Grayhound can do to salvage the 4v5. Not too many weapons in the hands of Complexity here. His Deagles.
It's a big stack, Mac.
The molly's good.
Lots of players on this bomb site. Liazz, he does well for 2. But he can't hold on against Grim, and it still leaves the numbers advantage with Complexity, which is a danger for Grayhound.
And Grim just using his teammates as bait, essentially.
Yep. Alistair and Inns playing as battle buddies, and Alistair, is he going to expect another? That's the real question. Of course not. So it's on to Inns, who has the info as to where both these members are, so entirely clutchable. But Grim, it's a fantastic shot and gets Complexity back into the half.
Doing just enough work. I love how Complexity played that one. Just sending the pistols in, getting those trades. Grim, real sharp on a good day. Yeah,
and just when you think Grayhound have pretty much gotten it over the line, there's another twist and another turn to this story. It's still going to have to be a big comeback from Complexity. But that said, I mean, it's not over yet, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen 16, so...
Winning the eco, of course, just giving you everything you want and more. And Complexity are taking more. Look at this. Nice little setup. Fang and Holzerk. The high-low over towards the top of the scaffold here, but it's all going to boil to the timing. Holzerk, nasty little line. No one's seen him just yet, but Vexite strikes. Do they expect the second man?
Again, you probably don't. Bit of you two getting tossed in that direction, but Fang is not getting connected by it. They still seem to know Fang cannot get out of the fire. And in the end, it is looking clean here for Grayhound. Vexite confident, but perhaps that confidence will be his undoing. Liazz is exploring B.
Ooh. He'll go down.
Yeah. So that's getting a bit awkward now for Grayhound. Particularly with this push from Floppy, that could actually be a round-winning play. If he gets in behind Alistair, who is holding the bomb.
We need to pay attention to Grayhound's spacing here. You can see Sico is looking to group up with Ali. Try and set up a trade here. He's going on with Inns on lane instead, and Ali, man's low, just looking to hold the flank down. But he could be on the money with Floppy coming.
He is keeping enough pace that Floppy can't catch up to him. Oh, never mind. I've spoken too soon. And in the end, Inns goes down as well as that bomb's being planted. So Sico's going to have to get it done. Thought he spotted someone, gives away his position with that shot, but is able to find the timing to duck back into side hall.
How's he going the clutch here? Oh, crosshair looked good, but not a lot of damage. Flash as well, just to make sure no one's defusing just yet. Invest the second. Oh, Grim on the offline. That's going to be so hard to deal with. And now he's got to go for the full coverage, and Grim does it again.
Yep. Big one to win for Complexity, and again, another deficit that gets pulled back by some intelligent map play by Complexity. As soon as you see Floppy pushing down those stairs, you think, uh-oh, this could be dangerous for Grayhound, and it was. And they've still got a big lead.
But they don't have a lot of money.
They've got enough for a buy. Tech9 on Alistair.
And they've got the crowd on their side, of course. You got to remember that.
Well, you wouldn't expect any less.
There's cheering, there's barking, there's lots going on up there. But this round, a little bit of a slower start from the Hounds. Ho, 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 ho. Why don't you bark too?
I'm not a dog, Mac.
You're not a dog. You don't have the dog in him, boys.
I don't have the dog in me. But Complexity pushing their way down the ramp might just catch Vexite out here. No trade from Grayhound just yet. They're going to look for it, but they are going to be walking into a big stack. Somehow, they at least trade 1 for 1, which seems unbelievable given the circumstances. Liazz is unable to do too much there either. This round has kind of fallen apart a little bit for Grayhound. They haven't really looked very threatening in it.
Let's see what space Sico can take here. And it might just boil down to the timing. Offline from Fang won't work for him, but Sico's so low now.
Yeah.
The round looking more and more unachievable, even with that kill.
If nothing else, Grayhound have to be thinking about the long game here and thinking about damage. If they can take another gun or two, that could be important later on down the track.
Saving grace.
Also, pushing his way forward.
He's scoped, he's made noise. But, he'll find him through the damn tarp instead.
That's going to give time.
Ali wants the money. Yep. He's getting it with the plant.
I mean, what can he do from here? This would be a miracle to win from it, but he's got the bomb plant down, hiding behind that smoke, hoping for some aggression from the CT side. Won't get it, and Floppy spotted him out. So 9 on the board now for Complexity. They are closing the gap, but it is still a pretty rough situation for them.
Sounds like they're taking a cheeky tack.
Yep.
Deciding what they want to do to shake it up here before Complexity get too much momentum.
Well, that is the big benefit of the lead that they've got, right? They have time to adapt on this T side. They can look at this and say, what have Complexity been doing? Where have they been getting the better of us? Obviously, that push down ramp from Complexity worked out quite nicely, so something that Grayhound will be prepared for now in the future.
Yeah.
Don't feel like Grayhound have really explored mid as much as they do in their domestic games. So maybe that's an option as well. See what they come up with. It's just going to be the pistol armor buy. But oftentimes that's enough to get it done. And Liazz has that deagle in hand again, so let's see what he can provide. JT takes a tick, but backs off as a result, which might be his saving grace.
I think he only saw one member there, but either way, gives them a lot of respect all the way back to spawn. And Grayhound just creeping back and looking for this top control at yellow. Oh, Fang. He's not having the best game.
I mean, he's doing enough.
He's getting that info, being a bit of a nuisance around this lane area.
It was a nicely timed smoke coming through from Complexity as well. Just there inside hall, keeps Grayhound at bay. But they are now starting to explore their way up ramp. Just, I think they were expecting or hoping that it was going to be a contact play, but that little bit of noise is going to give the game away to Complexity. Hallzerk steals himself, needs a little bit more than that, and doesn't quite get it, so In somehow gets away with murder.
He's living.
I've seen him do some dangerous things with the Tech9 on Vertigo before, but he's opted for the M4 instead.
Gets that reload off as well. No one's traded him out just yet, but in comes the swing, and Ali now Looks like he wants to get his mitts on the rifle as well.
They haven't seen
Will
him.
have an opportunity to do so.
No way. There's no way.
He won't get past Grim. No way. Certainly not.
Well, spotted, so ends up being no way indeed. But the fact that he even got that far seemed a little bit illegal. But either way, Complexity, they do convert, which is the expected result in a round like that. But pressure's going to be back on now.
The thing about the scoreline, though, is Grayhound are in a very solid position with the lead that they had. They build up a bit of economy, and they don't have too many more rounds that they need to close this out. And it is just the best of one, right? So 3 more rounds by the time Complexity get towards that 13 mark. That's when Grayhound are just putting that pressure back on Complexity's economy, or you'd assume so. Let's see how this round goes. Complexity looking to dominate ramp again with some of this util, bringing a third man to the party this time. And Grayhound just going slow. Respecting all this util. They want this round more than anything, and that's a great way to kick it off.
Good stuff from Alistair. He's dead to the grenade, though. Was ready for the molly, but not the nade, obviously. Liazz is just spending a bit of time over toward B, waiting for a push to come through here, but that's not going to happen either from Complexity. Still one member on this bomb site, Floppy. Grim's 20 and 14, but I feel like Floppy's frags have been really impactful. So,
Sico's found a good timing, gets the info as he spots JT's shoulder.
Where are they going to go, though? Are they going to exit?
They are. They're just going to throw a little bit of util, draw those rotates, see if Vexite can find some space here at A.
They haven't got a lot of time to work with. 35 seconds to get onto the other side of the map and get the bomb down is going to mean at a certain point they're going to have to pick this pace up. Bottom of ramp, 30 seconds left.
This molly they've been throwing over towards Heaven, if they can get that out again, get the wall of smokes up, then there's definitely space to plant, but it's just the post-plant where they've been a little bit weak. Let's see how it works on the exit.
Well, smokes are going out. Hallzerk not quite going to find too much. Grim very nearly does. And through the smoke, Sico will go down. Vexite knows he has to make something happen here. Jumps up above that smoke, catches one, brings it back to 3-on-3, and he's going to do it again. He's going to go for it again. Smokes are fading, though. You can't stay up there after the smokes have faded.
And Inns happy to take this first contact, being the low man, and hoping the rest of the troops trade him out.
3 on ramp. Are they going to be expecting 3 on ramp? Or maybe just 1 or 2? Vexite down now as well. But Inns is low. Grim ready for it. Knows exactly where he's coming from. Head spotted. And the defuse is on.
He's done it again. Grim. He's just constantly putting the dogs down. And that's going to be 11. But again, Grayhound, big financial damage to the economy of Complexity. 1 surviving. Barely.
That's only going to be relevant if they can win a round. And right now, things are looking pretty grim in that respect. So another timeout comes through for Grayhound.
Taking that third tactical. Not too worried just yet. Are you guys worried? Nah, all right. We're not worried, Jordan. We're not worried.
I mean, speak for yourself.
Are you worried?
I'm getting a bit worried. There's like 500 people in here just barking. I don't know why that doesn't worry you, Mac.
That's normal.
Is that
normal?
Is that normal behavior?
That's normal behavior. You're not normal.
I don't know if that's normal behavior, guys.
You're the weird one.
I guess I'm the odd one out in this situation.
We got barking kings and queens here in Margaret Court Arena.
Well, Grayhound still in the lead, but that lead is very quickly depleting. So, at this point, back to 5-on-5, of course. Grayhound just trying to work their way through the map.
In another sneaky one, he's playing a nasty line all the way from hell to ramp. We'll see what the Hounds decide they want to do, but it looks like, again, it's just going to be a minute mark attempt on the execute.
All right, 14-11. Still very much hanging in the balance for Grayhound. And they are biding their time on the ramp at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah. That time's ticking.
Slow and steady wins the race, at least as far as Grayhound is concerned, but you've got the full stack of Complexity members over toward the A bomb site. So Grayhound are going to go into 5 CTs, and they're going to have to make something happen. Fang gets one before he goes down. JT there for the trade, escapes back through the smoke, but Liazz is hunting, searching for more. He's down on 14 HP, but he's fearless. And the bomb plant goes down as well. So 3-on-3 post plant for Grayhound.
In and out of there. In's looking to stay close, though. Dangerous game.
He's got to make it happen with the MAC-10, so he wants to stay close, like you say. But Sico is the one getting it done at the moment. Ins spotted by Grim. JT might be the one to swing, but he'll be the one to go down as well. And Grim, 1v2. He's been the standout for Complexity so far on this map, but Sico with the AWP shuts it down. 15-11. Grayhound now 1 round away.
Ooh. A sigh of relief in the arena as Grim's finally taken out of the round. Man's won one too many clutches for my liking.
Yeah.
And for the crowd as well, but he's doing a lot of work here. 23 and 16, leading the charge for Complexity, who's taking their second tactical.
This is the worst case scenario for Complexity, Mac.
Yeah.
Look at their money. What are they going to buy?
It's gone.
A ticket to DreamHack Melbourne. That's what they could afford that.
They could do that, yep. Flights as well, you know, maybe a hotel. If you can't afford a hotel, come stay in my room. Look, I've got a double bed. You could fit at least 3 people in. That's half a team.
With that said, they can't really afford to buy much in this round. So they might have gotten themselves to DreamHack Melbourne. But DreamHack Melbourne has not been kind to them so far.
No.
And they're going to have to pull it off with, well, yeah, a Deagle or 2, a 5-7. Scout, I mean, Halzo did a lot of work with the Scout last round. He had it. But Grayhound on a bit of a roll after that Vexite clutch. So they're looking to close it out right here, right now.
Cheeky deep nade coming through there. Not too much value for money off the back of it, but Grayhound actually changing it up with the mid-pressure JT. Is he going to get caught in transition? He will be. Vexite ready for the headshot line, and in comes the bust, in comes the split. B, it's in danger.
Yeah, Vexite is the difference maker right now for Grayhound. 4-on-2, 4-on-1. Fang the last member alive for Complexity, and it seems like they will have to play tomorrow. Grayhound will take the lead in the group. Unless Fang can pull off an absolute miracle, Mac. I just don't see this happening. He's stuck behind a smoke. Deagle in hand, he'll try to make anything work. Vexite wants it. He wants to be the hero, and he will be.
That's the one. That's it. That's the money. And the crowd are loving it.
As you would be. Grayhound have delivered today a much different storyline to what we were selling at DreamHack Melbourne.